of b squared minus 4ac, but our b is negative 30. Oh yeah, great. Rules. If you enjoyed the first video for question 1, now this one here is a continuation, and we are still doing algebra question 1. Okay, now like I said before, that if you want to enjoy these videos, what you can do, please pause the video, then try out this question. When you are done with the question, then you can mark your work. Are we together? Okay, so now this question is for 2019. Okay, that's May, June 2019. Question 1 says, solve for x. Okay, as you can see here, we have the question. They said that x squared minus what? Minus 5x minus 6 equals to 0. So what are the factors here? Two brackets, and then equal to 0, like this, and x here, then equal to 0. Okay, so we said that look for two numbers, multiply, get negative 6. When you add, get negative 5. So those numbers we have negative 6 here, and then plus 1. Those are the factors. So from here, either x minus 6 equals to 0, which gives us x equals to 6, okay, or x plus 1 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to negative 1. That's our answer here. And I hope, guys, we are together. Next question here. They say, open bracket, 3x minus 1, then x minus 4 equals to 16. And then they want us at two decimal places. Okay. They want us at what? To two decimal places. Meaning what? We must use quadratic formula when we are solving. Okay. But for now, to make our things interesting, or to be we are gonna open brackets, then bring the 6, then we form the standard form of the equation. We're going to form what? The standard form of the equation. Okay, so I am going to say that this is 3x, okay, minus 1 into bracket. Then I have what? X minus 4 equals to 16. Okay, so now open brackets here. Now 3x times x gives us what? 3x squared, okay, and then 3x times negative 4 minus 12x, okay, and then negative 1 times x, negative x, okay, the negative 1 times negative 4, we get positive 4 equals to 16, okay. Now the 16 becoming negative, so we say minus 16 equals to 0. Okay, so here then, collect like terms, we have 3x squared, okay, 3x squared, and then minus 13x, okay, then 4 minus 16 becomes minus 12, and then equals to 0. Okay, here, because we wanted to put small places, we're going to use our quadratic formula, whereby our a is 3, which you can see here, and then our b is negative 13, okay, and then our c is negative 12. What does the quadratic formula say? That x equals to minus b, okay, in this case our b is negative 13, that's why I'm putting a bracket, and then plus or minus, okay, square root of b squared minus 4ac, but our b is negative 13, so I say minus 13 bracket squared, okay, b squared minus 4, our a is a 3, okay, And then our c is negative 12, okay, negative 12 here. Then divided by 2a, divided by 2a, but our a is a 3. Okay, so from here now, we get two answers. If I use a positive, what will you get their calculators? If you use a positive here, there is a positive here. I have 13 plus 13 squared minus 4ac. Our a is 3, then c is negative 12, then divided by 6. So here it gives me 5,12. So 5,12 is my first answer. Or if I use a minus now, is greater or equals to 0. So if you check what we have for this case, we have the 4x, okay, we have the 4x, then minus x squared, then the side is what? Is greater or equals to 0. So in this case, our common factor is what? It is x. Okay, then remaining with the 4 minus x is greater or equals to 0. Now here, must get critical values. So critical values here, we have either x equals to 0, that's our first critical value, then also have x equals to 4. But then guys, if you check what I have here, the coefficient of x squared is a negative. You see it here? It's a negative 1, okay? Meaning the shape of the parabola would be like this, okay? And so for that matter, I'm going to go ahead and get my number line, okay? And then I put that, okay? I put that now. So number line, where are you? This is our number line here. This one here is our number line, okay? When you put it here, I think you saw the shape already. We're talking about here. So the shape is like this, okay? And then our critical values from the smallest to 0. So from 0 until 4, okay? Now we say that this line is called y equals to 0. If you go above, it is y bigger than 0. Below is y less than 0. Now our question talks about greater or equals to 0, meaning that the portion of the parabola which is of interest here is this one here. This portion here, guys, you see it? Now this portion which has got the x values on the number line starting from 0 until 4. And for that matter, our answer becomes what? We start from 0 less or equals to x, then less or equal 4. This is our answer here. And I hope, guys, we are together. Are we together? That was question 1. What? That was 1.1.3. Now question 4 is what you see here now. This one. Okay. Now this question here, you have to be careful. This one here. Now I can say that this is 5. I can say 5. No? I can say 5 the power x. Then I can say squared. Okay, I can say squared here. Then minus 1 squared. Okay. Then divided by 5 power x plus 1 equals to 4. Okay. Now as you can see in my numerator, I have a difference of two squares, ne? I have what? Difference of two squares. So I can write it as what? As 5 to the power 1, then divided by, multiplied by 5 to the power x minus 1. Okay. Then divided by 5, ne? By 5 to the power x plus 1 equals to 4. Now, as you can see, this one can cancel out. This one can cancel out like this. I can cancel this. And so now, I'm remaining with what? With the 5, ne? To the power x. Okay. And then minus 1 equals to 4. Now, the 4 plus 1 gives us a 5. So I have 5 to the power x equals to 5. Okay. Now, this 5 is to the power 1. Okay. Can say power 1. And so for that matter, because I have the same base, it means x equals to 1. X equals to 1 because now I'm equating the same base. Okay. That's our answer here. I hope, guys, we are together. And so we come to the simultaneous question now, 1.2. Simultaneously for x and y. Now we said that in such a question, locate the one which is linear first. Okay. And then the one which is non-linear. Okay. So the one which is linear equation, you can make x or y the subject of the formula. All together. When you are done, then you substitute in the non-linear, and then you get your answers. Okay, so here we go. Let me get some space here. I need some space here. Need some space here. I need space here as well. Okay, so now if you look at my two equations, the one which is linear, you can see it is easy for me to make x the subject of the formula. All right, guys? So I'm going to say that x equals to 2 minus 3y. X equals to what? X minus 3y. And so for this matter, I'm going to do what now? I'm going to substitute in this other equation which says x squared, the non-linear one, x squared plus 4xy plus 4xy minus 5 equals to 0. Equals to 0. So from here, as you can see, where there is x, I have to put what now? 2 minus 3y. Put 2 minus 3y wherever there is x. You put 2 minus 3y. So here we go. We're going to have now our x, which is what? Which is the 2 minus 3y bracket squared. And then plus the 4y plus the 4y, open brackets here. 2 minus 3y, okay, close bracket, then minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, so now here, when you expand here, you're going to get what now? You're going to get 4, right, guys? Minus 2 times 3y, which is minus 12y, okay? Minus 12y. Then you square 3y, you get 9y squared, okay? 9y squared plus 8y plus 8y, okay? and then minus 12y squared, minus 12y squared, 12y squared, and then minus 5, okay, minus 5 equals to 0. Please don't rush. You rush, you crash, okay. So now 9y squared minus 12y squared, it gives me negative 3. Negative 3y squared, okay. Then negative 12y plus 8y, it gives me negative 4y, okay. Negative 4y, and then the 4 minus a 5, it gives me negative 1, then equals to 0, okay. So I can divide through by negative 1 to make my calculation simple. When I do so, I'm going to get 3 what? 3y squared positive, then plus 4y, plus 4y, and then minus what? Plus 1, plus 1 equals to 0. And if I look at my cross method again, I'm going to say 3 times 1, then 1 times 1. I think you see it is clear here, because 3 times 1 is a 3, then plus 1, I get the 4. So meaning that in this particular case, my factors, I'm going to say 3y, okay. I say 3y plus 1 multiplied by y plus 1. Y plus 1, then I say equals to 0. Equals to 0. So here, as you can see, I can say that y equals negative 1 over 3, or y equals to negative 1. Y equals negative 1. Okay, but don't forget our x. We said our x was equal to 2 minus 3y. X equals to what? Equals to 2 minus 3y. So when it is the negative at third, x is going to be 2 minus 3, and then negative at third here. Okay, so now it becomes x equals to 2 plus 1, which gives us x equals to 3. Okay, or the other way around, if I consider the y as negative 1, I can still get my x, right guys? Because my x equals to 2 minus 3y equals to 2 minus 3y. But don't forget my y is what? Negative 1. So x equals to 2 minus 3 times negative 1. And then it's going to give us a 2 plus a 3, which gives us what? X as 5. Okay, hope we are together. That is it there. So the answers we have here, we have x equals to 5, x equals to 3, y equals negative a third, and y equals negative 1. Okay. Let us proceed, guys. Let us proceed. This question continues, 1.3. Now, this question 1.3, like I told you in my introduction video, that I call it a game changer. Let's say they said that now a rectangular box has dimensions A, B, and C. The area of the surfaces are 2 root 10 and 3 root 2 and 6 root 5, as shown in the diagram. Then they say here that calculate without using a calculator the volume of the rectangular box. And so what do we do in that case? What should we do now? So from here, what I'm going to do, if I look at if this is the front side, this is A, this is C. If I say A multiplied by C, don't forget my volume for this rectangular box. The volume is what? Volume equals to B times H. Okay, so in other words, you can say equals to ABC. Volume equals to what? Volume equals to A times B times C. Okay, but this is A, this B, this is C here. So let me start with the SC. Now my SC, my A times C, okay, is equal the front surface, this one here, so it is 6 root 5, This is 6 what? 6 root 5. Okay, are we together? And then from here I can divide by C, and I say my A equals to what? Equals to 6 root 5 divided by what? Divided by C. Are we together? Then, because I've got a C here, now I can talk about BC, this other side here, this one here, this side here. Now BC, right? I get this other area, which is now 3 root 2. I get what? 3 root 2. Okay. And again here, I can say my B, if I divide by C, equals to 3 root 2, 3 root 2 divided by C. But however, don't forget that the one on top here, right? And this is also A. On top, which is AB, my AB equals to this 2 root 10, okay? 2 root 10, 2 root 10, okay? So from these three equations, you see even here I can say the A and B combined together, I can say A times B from here. Also have AB here. So I am going to equate this 2 root 10, okay? The 2 root 10 equals to A, equals to A times what? A times B. Matter what is my A and B from here? My A, 6 root 5 over C is 6 what? 6 root 5 divided by C. What about my B? It is 3 root 2 divided by C. It is 3 root 2 divided by C. It is 3 root 2 divided by C. Okay. So from here, my 2 root 10, if I simplify this now, I can get my C. Now, what is C times C? You get C squared, So in other words here, I can say that 2 root 10, now here I can say 6 times 3 to give me 18, okay? And then root 5 times root 2, I get root 10. I get root 10 divided by C squared, okay? So from here, if I cross multiply, my C squared equals to 18, 10, okay? Divided by, okay? Multiplied by C now. But the C I got is what? Is 3, okay? From here, our C is 3. And so for that matter, our volume is going to be 6 root 10, root 10. All right. I hope, guys, we are together. If we are not together, hesitate to call us on 0785 222 and 041. My name is Kamala, educator for mathematics and physical sciences online. Okay. From grade 8 to grade 12. So we do DBE and IEB. Don't forget to subscribe and share to your friend. Okay. Any questions, please don't forget to get us 0785 or to click the link below to visit us. See you in our next video. Bye bye. Oh yeah, another question here about algebra grade 12 again, and that is November 2018. Like we said, please pause the video, try this question. When you are done, watch the video to mark your work. Okay, let us proceed now. This question here is November 28 of x here. Solve for x, solve for x. So if you see what we have here, we have x squared. Okay, we're gonna have two brackets here, that is x, then again x equals to 0, right guys, equals to 0. From here, look for two numbers, multiply, get 3. When you add, get negative 4. So you have negative 3 times negative 1. So, meaning either x minus 3 is 0, which gives us x equals to 3, okay, or x minus 1 is 0, which gives us x equals to 1. That is it. I hope we are together, guys. That is question 1.1.1. 1.1.2, the moment they say two decimal places, when I use what? Quadratic equation, okay? So our A is 5, our B, negative 5, our C, positive 1. Okay, so we say x equals to what? Equals to minus B. Now our minus B is the minus 5, so minus of negative 5, right, guys? Okay. Then minus square root b squared minus 4ac. Now our b is negative 5. Negative 5. That's b squared minus 4ac. B squared minus 4ac. Okay. So here, that is 5 squared minus 4. Our a is 5, right? What about our c? Our c, it is positive 1. Okay. Because they want two decimal places, don't leave it as a side. Okay. So, meaning x equals to what? Meaning x, if I use a plus, if I use a minus, then I'm gonna get two answers now here. Let's find out. Calculators here. I have negative of negative 5 plus square root negative 5 squared in brackets 4ac. Okay, our c is positive 1 divided by 2a. Now our a here is a 5, so don't forget here 2 times 5, that means 10. Okay, so it gives us what here? 0.72, 0.72 with a minus, it gives us 0.28, 0.28, 0.28. I hope guys we are together. Let us proceed. 1.1.3, it is inequality, and we need to get our critical values by equating to 0. Ne? But I think we can get factors here. We can say this is x multiplied by another x, okay, equals to 0. Ne? So we can get the critical values here. So here, two numbers multiply get negative 10. When you add get negative 3, that should be negative 5 and a positive 2. So from here, our critical values, we have what? We have we have x equals to 5. These are critical values, ne? And then x equals to negative 2. Now we say of the coefficient of x squared, which gives us the shape. In this case, because this is positive, our shape would be like this, ne? Okay. This is a shape for the parabola. So what you do, get your number line again. Get the number line. Then you draw. You put your what? You put your. So now number line here. Actually, you saw the shape, ne? So what I do here, I put the shape here, like this. After putting the shape for the parabola, look at the question again. Now the lower critical value is negative 2. The bigger one is 5, ne? Okay. So here, the question says greater than 0, ne? So it means if this is y equals to 0, like we said, now greater than 0 is going to be this portion of the parabola here, because we said up here y bigger than 0. So the two portions, this one and this other one here, okay, the corresponding x values are what? These ones here. That means bigger than 5, less than negative 2. Ne? So our answer is going to be x, okay, is greater than the 5, or x less than negative 2. Less than negative 2. I hope we are together. Next question. This one for the surds, okay. Now here, luckily enough, the root of the equation, so we said you can go ahead and square both sides. Square both sides, okay. Now if you square here, you're going to get 9, okay. You're going to get what? You're going to get 9. You're going to get 9. Then the root is going to cancel with this, with the square, ne? So that's 9x equals to x squared, okay. X squared. Now 2 times x times minus 4, that's minus 8x. So minus 8x, then plus 16, plus 16. So here, we thought our 0 equals to x squared, okay. Now minus 8x minus 9, that's minus 17x, then plus 16, okay. So here, our factors which we have minus 16 minus 1, right guys? So we have x minus 16 multiplied by x minus 1, xc minus 1 equals to 0. So if you check here, we have x equals to 16 positive, or x equals to 1 positive, okay. But like we said before, Please try to check which one is the right answer. Using the original inequality here, I can see here root of 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Then 1 minus -3. So it's not correct. Let's check with 16. Root 16 is 4. 4 times 3, I get 12. And then 16 minus 4 is 12. So this is correct. Hope we are together. Okay. That is simultaneous. That is 1.2. 1.2. 1.2 here. What did we say? We said identify the linear equation. Then you can make either x or y the subject of the formula. Like in this case, I can easily make y. I can say 3x minus 2 equals to y. I can say what? I said 3x minus 2 equals to y. Then in the second equation, which says 2y, okay, 2y plus 9x squared plus 9x squared plus 9x squared equals to -1. Now here we are going to substitute, okay. Wherever we see that we have a y, we put what? We put 3x minus 2. So I'm going to put here 3x minus 2. So here we go. I'm going to say this is 2, but my y is what? My y is 3x minus 2. I am substituting, guys, okay? So 3x minus 2. And then now plus what? Plus squared plus 9x squared equals to -1. Equals -1. So here we get 6x, okay? Now the 2 times -2, that's -4. Then plus 9x squared, and then equals -1. So from here, we can form the standard equation, the standard form of this quadratic by saying 9x squared plus 6x, okay, 6x, and then -4 plus 1, then we can say equals to what? Equals to 0. So here, I can divide through by 3 to make my calculation simple. And so I can say 3x squared plus 2x, okay, plus 2x, and then -1 equals to 0. So here I must use the cross method. Let's check it out here. And on this side I've got -1 times 1 rows. The 3 times 1 is +3. Then 1 times -1 is -1. So 3 plus -1, as you can see, I'm getting a 2. Meaning my cross is going to be 3x, okay, minus 1 into brackets x plus 1. X plus 1 equals to 0. Meaning that either my x equals 1/3 and also my x equals -1. Our y is what? It is 3x minus 2. So to get our y, we come back here and say y equals what? 3x minus 2. Y equals to 3x minus 2. 3x minus 2. But what is our x? Our first x here, it is a third. That is 1 over 3 here. Okay. Then minus 2. So our y equals to 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. If we now use the other one and again say y equals 3x minus 2, whereby our x is this negative 1 here, we're going to say 3 times negative 1 minus 2, which gives us y equals to what? Negative 3 minus 2. So what's negative 3 minus 2? We get y as a negative 5. I hope guys we are together. That's our answer here. And then this other question now, 1.3, is what we are doing now. So this question, as we do it guys, like I said in the introduction video, that this is a game changer where we do apply the algebra. Okay, we use the exponents and see what happens here. So the question says if 3 power 9x equals to 64, okay, if 3 power 9x equals to 64, and this 5 power root p equals 64, calculate without this of a calculator the value of this one here. Okay, so to start with here, I need some space, guys. Need some space. Yeah. Need some space here. I need some space here. Need some here. Okay. What I'm gonna do here now, I will do like this. Okay. I will do like this. Do like this. Remove this one here. I need some space. I'm gonna say if this is 3 power 9x equals 64, 3 power 9x equals 64. That's what they gave me, right? But if I check in my question, I have a 3 power x somewhere, this one here. And the 3 here, I can bring it inside here. Actually, it's going to be 3 power 3x. Ne? So in here, 3 power 3x, okay. And then remember 9 is 3 times 3, then I can say power by 3. Power by 3. Now 64 is the same as saying 4 to the power 3. Okay, so from here, because I have the same powers, the same exponents, like I said, this application, it shows that if I have the 3 power 3x, I must put what? I must put it. Okay. Now, this other part of the information given also, they said that 5, okay, 5 to the power root p, power root p equals to 64, equals 64. But because I see this root here, this root here, I can see I have to take the square root on both sides here. So if I take the roots on both sides, okay, like this, it means that the root of, means that this root, okay, mean that this root here, this root of the 5 together with the root of p, okay, should give me 8, right guys? So now I come to my simplification here. If I'm simplifying this one here, I'm going to open brackets here. So I'm going to say 3. I'm entering the 3 now, power 3x, okay. Then minus 3. I'm using rules of exponents, then divided by the root of this thing all together, that is root 5 and the root of p. Now if I say, I can say it's going to be 3 power 3x, okay. Now being a minus 3 here, it comes in the denominator. It will come 3 power 3, okay. Then multiplied by the root of this 5 power root p, okay. Now in here, like I showed you already, that this one is equal to 4. That's what you see here in the numerator. And then this one, this other one here, this one equals to 8. And we see that in the denominator. So in other words, I'm going to come here and say, this is 4 in the numerator. Now this 3 cubed is 27, so that's 27 times, now this one is 8. So if I divide by 4, I'm going to get 1 in the numerator, then 27 times 2, which gives us what? 1 over 54 as our final. Hope guys we are together. Don't forget to subscribe and share and like the video. This is Patrick Kamala, tutor, educator for mathematics and physical sciences online. Okay, you can get us on 0785 222 041. Catch you in our next video. Bye bye. All right, it's a continuation. This is Patrick Kamala, tutor, educator, mathematics and physical sciences, grades 8 to 12 online. So now this is February, March 2018, and this is question 1. You see it here. They say solve for x as well. Now, what are the factors here? Look for two numbers, multiply, get what? Multiply negative 16. And when you add, get negative 6. What are the factors you're going to be? So we have two brackets again here. Okay, yeah, we have x here. Hey, what's wrong here now? Let me just wait this side. Question 1.1, okay. 1.1.5. We have x squared, okay, and then minus 6x minus x. Now, like I said in the previous videos, that please what you can do here, you can pause the video and work out the whole question. After when you are done, you can mark your work using the video, because in mathematics, the more practice you do, the better you become. So here, now look for two numbers here. When you multiply, get negative 16, and when you add, get negative 6. So which numbers could they be here? Okay, now 16 is the same as 8 times 2. So you're going to say here minus 8, then plus 2 here. Okay, plus 2. Meaning we have what? Either x equals to 8, or x equals to what? Or x equals to negative 2. So these are the two answers which we have here. Hope we get that. Next question here, solve for x. 2x squared minus 7x minus 1 equals to 0. And the moment they say they want to answer to two decimal places, we said you must use what? You must use quadratic formula, okay? So in this case, if I talk about x equals to minus b, now what is our b here? Is the 7, so minus 7 minus square root b squared, which is 7 squared, okay? 7 squared minus 4ac, but our a is 2. Our a is 2. Then our c is negative 1, okay? Then divided by 2a, but our a is what? Our a is 2. Calculators, what do we get here? We get x2. Calculators, what do we get here? Calculator here. Negative 7 plus square root 7 squared minus 4ac. This a is 2, then this is negative 1, okay? Then divided by 2 times 2. So here we get x equals to negative 7, okay? Negative 7, and then plus what? Plus root 57, okay? Plus root 57. But because they said they wanted two decimal places, then it means divided by what? Divided by 4. Then it means that here, if we press our SD, okay, which gives us what? Press SD here, 0.14, 0.14, 0.14. Or if now I use a minus instead of the plus here, it gives me negative 7. I get now negative, then here 7 plus root 57, okay, divided by what? Divided by 4. Now press SD button. SD gives us negative 3.64. Negative 3.64. Negative 3.64. Hope we are together. Next question, let us proceed. That is 1.2. List all the integers that are solutions to this one here. Okay, 1.2. Now we have that inequality there that says x squared minus 25, okay, minus 25 is less than 0. Less than 0. Let's list the integers. Okay. So now here we can say this is x squared minus 5 squared, right? Minus 5 squared is less than 0. So in here, to get our critical values, we can get factorized here. We can say x plus 5 and x minus 5. Ne? Okay. X minus 5. Now these are the critical values here. then we can say equals to 0, meaning we are going to have what? We're going to have x equals negative 5 equals to 5 as our critical values in that order. After getting critical values, like we said before, look at the coefficient of x squared and then put a number line here. So our number line here, if you check it, is that the shape of the parabola, because the x squared is positive, it is positive here, right guys? Positive. So the parabola comes like this now, meaning from here up to here. So in other words, because they said you must list all the solution, all the integers, okay? So from negative 5 until positive, okay? So now here the integers which we need here, now we don't include the negative 5 because there's no equal sign here, you see? There's no equal sign like this. So we don't include the negative 5. So in other words, our answer is going to be these values here. We're going to have them as what? As the integers, okay? Starting from negative 4, then from negative 4, okay? From negative 3, we come to negative 2, okay? Negative 2. Then from negative 2, we come to negative 1. We want only the integers, Then from negative 1, we come to 0. From 0, we come to what? To 1. Then from 1, we come to 2. We come to 2 here. Then from 2, we go to 3. Then from the 3, we come to 4. Now here, the 5 is not part of the solution because there's no equal sign here in the question. Like I told you, no equal sign here. This is what they wanted here. And I hope, guys, we are together. Next question. Solve simultaneously. Now, like we said before, look down which is linear, and then you do what? Then you make it either x or y, subject of the formula. So here, I can say that x equals to 2y minus 1. Do you with me? X equals what? Equals 2y minus 1. After getting this now, we come to down which is non-linear, okay? This other now, then we substitute. So wherever I see the x, I'm going to put 2y minus 1. So you see here, there is x squared here. So I'm going to say 2y, okay, minus 1, bracket squared, bracket squared, 2y minus 1 squared, and then minus 7 minus y squared equals negative y here. So open brackets here. It gives us what? It gives us 4y squared, okay? 4y squared. Then 2 times 2y times negative 1 is minus 4y, okay? So minus 4y. And then square negative 1, you get positive 1, so plus 1. Then minus 7 minus y squared minus y becomes a plus y now. So now plus y equals to 0. Equals to 0. So we confirm the quadratic equation here. Now the 4y squared minus y squared gives us 3. You can say 3y squared. Hope we are together. Then the minus 4y plus y becomes minus 3y, so minus 3y, and then the 1 minus 7 becomes minus 6, equals to 0, Now here divide by 3 everywhere. We're gonna get our y squared here. Y squared minus y is 2 equals to 0. Minus 2 equals to 0. What are the factors here? We have y minus 2 and then y plus 1, okay? Equals to 0. Y plus 1 equals to 0. So from here, our answers we have y equals to and y equals negative 1 and equals negative 1. But don't forget our x. Our x, we say it is x equals to what here? 2y minus 4. Our x here becomes, our x becomes what? 2y minus 1. No matter what is our y? Our y is what? Is 2. So we see our x equals to 2y minus 1. But now we have the value of y, which is 2. So 2 times 2, that is 4. Then 4 minus 1, that is 3. Okay. So x becomes a 3. That's how x becomes a 3. Other side here, if now we put the negative 1, we're going to have our x equals to 2y, but then the 2 times the y. Our y is negative 1, right? Negative 1, then minus 1. So it becomes x equals to negative 2 minus 1. X equals to negative 2 minus 1. Negative 2 minus 1, which gives us x equals negative 3. Negative 3. Okay. Alright, so that's what we have here. I hope, guys, we are together. Next question here, that is question 1.4. This one here. Okay, if you check it out here, we can say that this one, now look at the one which is the smallest, that is 16. I can say here 3 power 2016, and then because this is 2018, I can say multiplied by what? By 3 power 2. Multiplied by 3 power, okay? Because we know in exponents, if the base is the same and you are multiplying, you can add. You can add the powers, right? So guys, you agree with me if I say 3 squared times 3 power 2016, it gives us 3 power 2018. So here, that is fine there. Then here, 3 power 2016, 3 power 2016 multiplied by 1, now divided by 3 power 2017, which I can also write as 3 power 16, and then times 3 total power 2016 altogether multiplied by 3, 3 power 1, 3 power 1, 3 power 1. Okay, so here, if I factor out 16 in the numerator, I'm remaining with 3 squared, which is plus 1. 9 plus 1. Okay. Then divided by 3 power 2016, power 2016, and then multiply 3. So this one can cancel out. The power 2016 cancels out. Remember with the 10 over 3. That's our answer, 10 over 3. Hope guys we are together. That is 10 over 3 here. Okay, next question. 1 point now. There's a given that our tip of x, our t of x equals to root of 3x minus 5. Okay, divided by x minus 3. We are here now. For which values of x will this one be real? Now, for this expression to be real, you must note that first of all, the denominator must not be equal to 3 because it will give us a 0. So here, we must say that our x should not be equal to 3 because 3 minus 3 in the denominator is 0. And yet we know that with a 0, it will do what? It will be undefined. It will not be real. Okay. So x should never be equal to 3. That's one condition here. Then because of the root sign, then the whatever is in the root here must be greater than 0. Okay, so we say here that also 3x minus 5, 3x minus 5 should be greater or equals to 0. Okay, meaning our x should be greater or equals to 5 over 3. Okay, so don't forget this our answer here. Substitute what? See, is not equal to 3. That's answer here for the first part here, for it to be real. Then they say solve for x if t of x equals to 1. So now here, I'm going to equate to 1. So we said t of x is to 1. Okay, so meaning that wherever I have the what? Wherever I have the t of x, I'm going to put that expression and then equate to 1. So here, I have the root of 3x minus 5, 3x minus 5, okay, 3x minus 5, and then equals to 1. So if I do cross multiply, I'm going to say 1 times what? 1 times x minus 3. Now in here, because we have the root on one side of the equation, we can go ahead and square like we did in our previous videos. Okay, now square both sides. So if I cancel the root with a square here, I got 3x minus 5 minus 5. Okay, I have what? X squared minus what? 2 times x times 3 minus 6x minus 6x. Then if you square the negative 3, you get a 9. Okay, so here for x squared, now standard form. Now minus 6x minus 3, that's minus 9x. Okay, and then The 9 plus 5, that is plus 14, equals to what? Equals to 0. So what are the vectors here? Minus 7 minus 2. So we have x minus 7 and also x minus 2. X minus 7 minus 2. Okay, so meaning either what? Either, like we said before, x equals to 7, x equals to 7, positive, and x equals to 2. X equals to 2. But from our restriction here, we said that okay, but we can check and see which one is going to give us what we want here. Our expression here, if we check with the 2, 3 times 2, that is 6. 6 minus 5, that is 1. Root of 1 is 1. Okay. What about this side now? If we talk about the 2, now the 2 minus, you get what? You get negative 1. So meaning x is not equal to 2. Let us check with the 7 now. Now 3 times 7, that is 21. And 20, root 16, you get 4. So you have the 4 equals to 7 minus 3 also equals to 4. So these are right answers. Okay, so here, that's what we did. Hope guys we are together. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share to your friend. Catch you in our next video. Bye bye. Oh yeah, now this is our last question regarding algebra, grade 12 and grade 11 as well. So here they say, this is November 2017, solve for x. Now what are the factors here? Two numbers, multiply, get 14, but when you add, get 9. Which numbers are those? They're going to be 2 and 7, right? 2 and 7. Okay, so for that matter, you're going to say question 1.1.1, 1.1.1. Okay, we're going to have two brackets. That is x, okay, x plus 7 times x plus 2, x7 times x plus 2. Okay, so in here, you say equals to 0, equals to 0. So which answers do we have here now? So we have either x plus 7 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to negative 7, okay? x equals negative 7, or x plus 2 is to 0, which gives us x equals negative 2. Okay. X equals negative 2. That's what we have here. Next question here. Question 1.1. We see again they say correct to two decimal places, ne? So we must use what? The quadratic formula. Okay. And so our A is 4, our B is 9, our C is negative 3. So what do we say? That x equals to minus b, so 9, so negative 9, then plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, that the b is 9, so it'll be 9 squared minus 4ac, but the a is 4. What about the c? Negative 3. Then divided by 2a. Divided by 2a. But our a is 4. So in here, our x values are going to have x equals to what? Press your calculator now. What do you get? So here, negative 9 plus square root 9 squared minus 4. But our a is also 4. Then negative 3 divided by 2 times 4. So 0.29 is my first x value. 0.29. Then if I use a minus, then with the minus, I am getting negative 2.54. Negative 2.54. Negative 2.5 and 4. Okay, all right. Then next question here. This is for the roots now. Now, fortunately here, we're just gonna square both sides, right, guys? Because we have the root on one side of the equation. Eh? Okay, so if I square here, I'm gonna get x squared. Okay, x squared minus 5. What about that side? I'm going to get a 4 times x. Okay, so in that case, it means I'm gonna say this is gonna be x squared. Now talk about the standard form. It's gonna be x squared, and then minus 4x, and then minus 5 equals to 0. Yes, from here, what are the factors here? X minus 5, and x plus 1, and x plus 1. Okay, so because we are equating, we have which answers here? We can have x equals to 5 and also x equals negative 1, right? But like we said in these videos, that you must find out which one of answers is the most correct answer. So if I check with the 5 here, if I check with the 5, I'm gonna say that what is 5 squared? That is 25. Then 25 minus 5, that is 20. Then root 20, it gives me what? Root 20. What does it give me? I think 2 root 5. 2 root 5. Who was saying 2 root 5? That's for the root. What about this side now? Even here, 2 root 5. That's fine. About negative 1. Now, negative 1 squared, that is 1. Then 1, 5, that is negative 4. So it doesn't work out. So, answer, here we're going to say not equal to negative 1. Not equal to negative 1. That's our answer here. Next question, simultaneous. This one here now. Like we said for identify, then you make either way y or x substitute the formula, then substitute in the other equation. So here I can say that 3x minus 4 equals to y. 3x minus 4 is equal to y. So mean that in the nonlinear equation, wherever I have the y, I'll put 3x minus 4. So here we go. Remember, I have x squared, okay? X squared plus 2xy plus 2xy and then minus y squared, okay, equals to negative 2. So in here, like I told you, y is 3x minus 4. So I'm going to say here x squared plus 2x plus 2x, open brackets here. Y is what? So here, 3x minus 4. Where there is y in it, 3x minus 4. And then minus y squared. But y is what? X minus 4. Also must be what? Must be squared. 3x minus 4 squared. And then equals negative 2. Negative 2. So here, open brackets here, we have x squared. We have x squared, right? Now here, we're going to get 6x squared, né? So plus 6x squared. Then 2x times negative 4, that's negative 8x. Negative 8x, okay. And then here now, first open brackets before you enter the negative, né? So when you expand, you're going to get 9 what? You're going to get 9x squared. 9x squared. 9x squared. Minus 2 times 3x times 4. That is 624. So minus 24x. Minus 24x. Then if you square the negative 4, what do you get? Square negative 4, you get 16. Plus 16. Okay. And to negative 2. Okay, so open brackets here now. When I open brackets, I'm going to see this one will become a positive. This one become a minus here. Becomes a minus here. Okay. So positive here, minus there. Then now I can open the brackets. Né? Open the brackets here. Also here. Okay, so now collect like terms. X squared plus 6, that is 7. X squared minus 9, that's negative 2x squared. So minus 2x squared plus 2x squared. Okay, so then the negative 8x plus 24, it gives us positive 16x. So plus 16x, and then the negative 16 plus gives us minus 14. Minus 14 equals to 0. Equals to 0. So then from here now, divide by negative 2 where? If I divide by negative 2, what I get here? Divide by negative 2. I'm going to be left with the x squared here. X squared, ne? And then minus 8x, ne? Minus 8x. Then plus 7. Plus 7 equals to 0. Okay. What are the factors here? It's going to be negative 7 and negative 1, right? So I have here x minus 7 and x minus 1. X minus 7, x minus 7, multiply x minus 1, multiplied by minus 1, 0. So, meaning that here our answers which we have what? We have x equals to 7 and x 1, right? So we have x equals to 7 and x equals to 1. But don't forget we said that our y is what? Our y equals to, what did we say? Regarding y, here our y equals 3x minus 4. So, to get our y here, we're going to say 3x minus 4. So y equal to 3x minus 4. But what is our x here? X is 7, ne? Okay. Then minus 4. Now 3 times 7, that is 21. 21 minus 4, what do you get? So, what do we get? We get 17, right? So y 17. The other side, we'll use 1 now. We're going to get our y equals to 3 times 1 minus 4. 3 times 1 minus 4. 3 times 1 minus 4, which gives us negative 1. Which gives us negative what? Negative. So we have y equals negative 1 and 17, and for x, x we got 7 and 1, okay? That is it, guys. Hope we get that. Our next question here, 1.3. 1.3. They say here that given f of x equals to x squared plus 8x plus 16, solve for x if f of x is greater than 0. So it's another inequality here. Hope we have got the factors here. Okay, so in here, now this one, now we are solving x squared. Okay, x squared plus what? Plus 8x. 8x equals 8x, and then plus 16 greater than 0, right? So here, the critical values, what do we see here? This one is same as saying x plus what? Now here we have the 4 and 4, ne? So x plus 4 and x plus 4, right guys? Plus 4 and again plus 4, x plus 4 equals to 0. So here, the critical values which we have are, it's negative 4. It's negative 4. Okay, words. In other words, here, I have x equals to -4 as the critical value, and it is repeated. Also, x equals to -4. Now, what's going to happen? Please note this now. Our number line looks like this again. Okay. Pay attention. Number line. This one here, please pay attention here. Number line like this. But now this time, our parabola, don't forget the x squared is positive. Now our parabola just touches the x-axis. It comes like this. Just comes here and then touches and turns like this. Okay. So for this matter, what does the question say? We say greater than 0. So meaning that except here at -4, you guys can see that this one is y equals to 0. It means that all the other values, you see the parabola is above. So our answer is going to be x is an element of real numbers, okay, except -4. Now if we say except here, we say x is not open. Okay, that's our answer here. X is not equal to -4. That is it there. Then they say here that for which values of p will f of x equals to p have two unequal negative roots? Two unequal negative roots. So for that case, so I was saying that for two unequal negative roots, so we have, they're saying equals to p here. Let's find out here what we can do. Now, we have our f of x equals to p. F of x equals to e. My marker today, you are very slow. My stylus. Okay, yeah, f of x equals to p. Come on. F of x equals to p. Oh no. My stylus working, guys. Right. You can see me in our lesson at the college, or you can classes to finish this question here because it's not working out. Okay, it's fine, right? Let me try one more time. F of x equals to p. Okay, fx equals to p. But then what was our f of x? Now our f of x was here. They give us x squared plus 8x. X squared plus 8x and then plus 16 equals to p. So I can say minus p. Okay. Now for this to be having an equal, we know that discriminant should be bigger than 0. So for part of unequal roots, and now our discriminant here should be what? Should be greater than 0. In other words, the b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac, our a is 1, and our c is 16 minus p. Okay. My p should be bigger than 0. That is for the two real roots which are unequal. Okay. And then, so here, it means what here? If I divide by what? Okay, my b The b is 8, ne? So b is 8 here. B is 8. Okay. B is 8 here. So I'm going to say 8 here. Squared. Okay, so this is going to be 8 squared. Okay, minus 4 times 16. What do you get? This is 64 here. Right, guys? Now 64. Now 4 times 16 is also 64. So minus 64 here. Okay. And then plus 4p. Plus 4p should be greater than 0. Should be what? 0. So the 64 cancels out here. What do you get from here now? That our p must be bigger than 0. Our p should be what? Bigger than 0. That's one condition. But if we solve a quadratic here, we know x equals to minus b. Okay. X equals to what? Minus b. Don't forget that we have our b is the 8, ne? Minus b, that's minus 8. Plus or minus, that's b squared minus 4ac, which we saw here. It gave us b squared minus 4ac here. It gave us 4p under root, ne? So that's root of 4p. Root of 4p. Root of 4p here. Then divide by 2a. But our a is what? Our a is a 1. Okay. So for us to have now the next part of the question says, apart from being unequal, they must be negative. Negative roots here that negative 8 should be added to the number less than negative 8 or less than 8. So in other words, our 4p, okay, our 4p, my style is so boring. Eh? Our 4p should be less than 8. Our 4p should be less than 8. Our 4p, okay, and the root must be what? Must be less than 8, otherwise it won't be negative. Ne? Must be what? Must be less than 8. Okay, and now if I square, I'm gonna get 60 for this side, ne? Meaning that my 4p is less than 64. Guys, my stylus. See, my 4p, I squared both sides, ne? Should be less than what? Less than 64. Less than 64. Oh, less than 64. Now if I divide by 4, both sides. Now 64 divided by 4, what do you get, guys? 64 divided by 4. Yeah, it gives me 16. So my p should also be less than 16. P 16. P less than 16. It should be 16. So if I combine the two inequalities here, because we said that our p should be greater than 0, ne? So in other words, if I combine this condition, my stylus today. If I combine this condition, guys, one here, this condition here, if I combine this condition here, the p bigger than 0, okay, and then the p less than 16, my final answer which I need It means that my P should lie between 0 but less than 16. Okay. But bigger than 0. Yes, this will be the answer now. For more information, please, you can come to the college or you can connect with us online. Yes, thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your colleagues. Bye-bye.